One last walkthrough of all these accessories. We are in the Subaru BRZ 2016, but this will work on the 2012 all the way to 2019, 2020. So the current model, if your car looks like this dash right here, you're gonna be set. Now, this does have reverse camera, so we're gonna go over that too. And this will also work with steering wheel controls, which this one does not have. The 2017s have it, but I digress. The first thing you want to do is actually just remove your original trim piece. Now these are actually just being held by clips. So if you have the Canadian spec one, it looks like this. If you have the USDM spec one, it might look like something like this. You're gonna have to reuse this because the trim unit is gonna basically take this portion of the screen now. It's gonna be dope. After you remove that, notice how there are clips on it. You're gonna have to transfer these clips, but we're gonna get to that later. You're gonna get to something like this. You have the OEM brackets right here, and usually it's held by, this is in case Phillips, but you might have 4 10mm bolts. So let's just remove that real quick. And there's another one down here. After you removed it, now what I like to do is I like to usually put a towel or something, cover your shift knob, or put it in a, like, you know, we're using a mask because he's COVID, but yes. We're gonna pull this straight back, and it's gonna reveal a lot of plugs. Now this is an aftermarket head unit, but your OEM one will have just as much plugs. Just remove all the plugs you see in the back. There's gonna be a lot of plugs. Just remove every single one of them. You're looking at AM, FM radio, dimmer switching, off of the 10-pin, 6-pin, and so forth. How big this screen is. Now, looking at the back, we have the clips that we need to transfer over, which are right here. I'm gonna show you. Usually, all you have to do is just kind of pluck it like this, and then just pull back. Then you'll have the little teeth, and you just push it into the new spot. You can kind of see how these protrude out a little bit more. That's the best way, kind of. The design is very similar, but let me try to make sure it's not hitting anything. That's how it'll kind of look. It is actually in very snug, just from the friction alone. Wow. So yeah, we do have it. The OEM has this faux carbon fiber, which this one does not have. We could wrap this one carbon fiber too, like something like this wrap, and then we can wrap this too, even though this has texture. Not sure exactly what we're gonna do with this, but yeah, we might have to get a more flat texture, then we can just wrap it so that it's all the same color. So let me go talk about the wiring configurations. This plugs in directly to the back of the head unit. Right there. This OEM harness also plugs in directly to the back of the unit. Now you can kind of see a little modification I did right here. This brown wire came off the 28 pin. And the reason why I did it like that is because I needed to have the amp turn on, or the front bottom speakers wouldn't work. So I've just always done it like this because I go through so many head units. You might not need to be able to do that, but if you had no sound in your front speakers, you want to check out that 28 pin. Now the next off is the radio. So that's pretty self-explanatory. That plugs into the back. Now the 28 pin that came with this is the OEM harness, the 28 pin actually does not do enough. You'll be able to get your steering wheel controls and stuff like that if you guys had that, but for the backup camera, I actually had to wire my own harness. I put a wiring diagram in below, but just to go it over real quick, this 28 pin goes to here, then I get like an RCA jack, and that that does its magic. And the reverse signal is also coming off of that 28 pin. So the car knows when it's in reverse because of that 28 pin. Now, it really depends on your car, so I'm not going to go into all of it, especially if you have a 2012, 2013, 2014. I don't think those even have backup cameras. So I digress. Just know that the reverse signal is in the 28 pin, and also the video signal is on the 28 pin in here too. All right, so we have our final wire check through. I just wanted to go through everything with you guys one last time. We have the 10 pin, which is this plug right here, this one right here. You have your 6 pin right here. 10 pin controls everything when it comes to main power, dimmer, front speakers, amplifier, all that. And the 6 pin controls your rear speakers. So you have all your audio working now. Now you have your 28 pin right here, which I actually bought a different accessory because I wanted to get my backup control working. So I'll put a link down below. If you don't have a reverse camera, don't worry about it, but if you do, you're gonna have to get this extra harness, and I'll show you the wire diagram separately. All right, these other ones don't do anything for this car, but it would if you had a different Toyota. Okay, this little blue plug right here, I have the microphone, and this microphone fishes through all the way here behind this trim, and then it shows right here. Not very non-intrusive, but if you want that, it's not needed, but if you want that nice audio right there, it's something that nice to have. These right here, this teal and purple, are USBs that I have fished over here, so that's what that is. The yellow one controls your reverse signal and also your video camera. That depends if you have a backup camera, but if you do, it's there. Now, and it also gives you power for your antenna. So this basically amplifies the signal, making the radio signal stronger. And that's it. We have this GPS antenna right here too. So, but that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just GPS. You could have it mounted on top, but honestly right there is fine. And it looks a lot cleaner. So I'm gonna plug everything in and squish it. All right, so here's the first boot. Make sure everything's working. Bam, there it is. Says Toyota, but again, you can change this to Subaru, Lamborghini, Tesla, Acura, anything you want, you can change it to, even your own custom icons right there. So there it is. Ooh, that's super smooth. Has Z-Link, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless and wired. Ooh. I really like the UI, it's very clean, and I can remove this little sticker in a bit. Actually, I'm gonna just remove it right now. Oh, very nice. Now let's check if the dimmer switch is working, and it does. Ooh! That's the first time I've seen a UI go into dark mode. That is awesome. Turn the headlights off and then it goes. That's so nice. I know it might be something small, but man, if that works in Z-Link too, that would be a game changer, my friends. It would be a game changer. So I'm gonna check out CarPlay and Android Auto because honestly, that's when I'm driving, that's what I'm using the most. But whew, sheesh, looking good, my boy. Right, I've been really loving this unit, been playing with it, testing it out and everything. Check this out again. Of course, when you turn on the dimmer switch, it goes into dark mode. I've never seen that before. Super nice. Radio, this is how
for a 2-hour in-depth discussion with Katy Perry.
Radio looks, the interface looks simple and clean. Music, if you have USB music, or it has 64 gigs internal too, so that's really nice. Video, again, if you have internal 64 gigs, plenty of space. Play Store, YouTube. So let's check out YouTube, how it looks like. Never opened YouTube before, and it's already populating. Of course, you gotta go to your favorite YouTuber. What? To Newman? It's Nguyen. Or Win. Make sure you hit subscribe to this channel. This channel is dope. And it's working fine. I mean, look at it. Check this out. Let's just play a video. 1080p.
Hey, what's up, guys? John Wing here.
Audio sounds great. Fills the whole screen. Quality 360p. And it goes all the way to 720 because this is close to the 720 display, 720p display. It looks really nice. Remember, I had a Pioneer head unit that was 720p, and this looks 100 times better. Wow, that looks great. It's not even on max brightness right now, which is awesome. And they even got the picture-in-picture because it's Android 10, so you can be doing your thing. I'm gonna plug in a phone here. So you can either have wireless Apple CarPlay, but I have Android, so I'm just gonna plug in my S10. This works all dandy and nice. So overall, the head unit, let me turn the car on. The head unit is just, whew, that breeze. The head unit is super responsive, looking really fresh. Let's go to the settings and look at the all the features there. So under car settings, you can change the lights. That's called elements. So whatever lights you want. And then we have steering wheel controls, which the BRZ this year doesn't have it, but other years does. Amplifier controls your audio. Navigation. You choose your default navigation apps. It defaults to this, but you can do maps or anything. Very cool. Driving settings. Allow for watching videos. You need to check this if you want to watch YouTube while driving. Or otherwise, it would be a black screen. And extra settings. Auto sleep controls depending on your battery. You can set it depending on how you want it. Brightness. It's cool. It has a dark mode now, which I've never seen before. Keep that in auto. That way, when you have your headlights on, it just goes into dark mode. And then here's some of the settings I have for the reverse camera, because we do have reverse camera here. So you can change the grid lines and all of that. Whether the volume goes lower. So it does go lower. And then I have the voltage meter right here too. So I keep that on because I'm always on this. Factory settings, you got 126 should be the code. Here you can change the car logo. So it's defaulted to Toyota, but obviously this is a Subaru, or you can have your own custom user one, which I don't have any, but if you want to have your own logo, this is where you would put it in there. But for this case, we're going to use Subaru. Here's some radio presets. We're in America, so our last band is 107.9, so I'm just going to change it to America. And there's a bunch of other settings you can do. Key study is right here if you want your own hotkeys. And this is more going to more technical stuff, but I'm just going to show you what it's capable of. You can change the amp volume and stuff like that too if you do hear like any weird noises. So I'm going to apply that. Apply and exit. So it needs a reboot to do the whole bootloader. But yeah, overall, this head unit has been great. I've loved every addition they added, that dark mode. The UI looks clean and simple. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys were interested, pick this up, links down below, and smash that like button, guys. It helps out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.